Good day and welcome back to another DB Legends video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at my build for Ultra Rising Majin Vegeta. A character that I am very happy to say I have managed to pull off of a Ultra Rising banner on a YOLO 1000 Chrono Crystals. It is probably one of the best moments ever whenever you do the random, oh well, I might as well just do YOLO 1000 Chrono Crystals. And yeah, it's really awesome. Now, of course, that's not everything. Vegeta himself isn't just awesome because I got him as 1000 Chrono Crystals. Vegeta is awesome because he is an undisputed beast in PvP. Vegeta is still probably the best Ultra. Well, maybe not the best. Well, yeah, maybe he is. He really is still absolutely insane. There's just so much that this guy does that counters so many units, and there's just so much that he does that's so simple and easy and effective to kind of utilize, and it makes him function at an incredibly high level. Like, one thing I'll say about Vegeta, he is the kind of unit that just works on a fundamental basis. He works at a ridiculously high level. He is the kind of character that skilled players can use. He's the kind of character that non-skilled players like myself can use. He's just a beast. He's one of those great characters that kind of crosses the divide of being really OP and easy to use by everyone, but also simultaneously not too bad that he is irritating people. I think, look, he is still a dominant force in the meta, and I think people are going to have a hard time against him. Of course, that's why I'm using him. He is definitely, I would say, a top 5 unit still. He has huge impact, and one reason why he has such big impact is because of his effect on the kind of ranged passive meta that you have. He really forces players who use range and engaging and UI units to really not enjoy playing against him, because he just counters a lot of that so well, and he forces you to kind of have to almost actively engage with them, especially in a strike sense, which then, as most people know or most people don't like, sets you up to be open for opportunities to be attacked. So yeah, I would say for me personally, this guy is amazing. He's probably one of my favorite units in the game. I just think he's really awesome, and having just got him, I've used him a ton. I've used him extensively, and he is just, he's just out of this world. He is so good, and it's so great to use him, and he's really awesome. So let's talk through his abilities while I still have the ability to talk. But yeah, so Vegeta, look, main ability, he draws his ultimate arts card, restores his health, restores his ki, charges his own unique gauge, gives him 30% damage inflicted against Saiyans. Always good. Saiyans, there's always a Saiyan in the meta, if not 1, 2, or 3. Remember, fusions and legends count as Saiyans. Goku's a Saiyan, Vegeta's a Saiyan, Broly is a Saiyan, Turles is a Saiyan, Raditz is a Saiyan, Nappa's is obviously all of those units. So there's a chance that there's always going to be a Saiyan around that's just going to have a 30% damage inflicted against, which is amazing. Also seals the enemy's Rising Rush with his ability. Absolutely incredible for controlling the flow of battle. Can't be Rising Rushed, helps you survive. Ultra Resonance, of course, really helpful. That's what I'm using here. That's his 30% damage inflicted buff as a lead. And then we get into the passives, and that's where things go a little bit crazy. So when the male starts, his own unique gauge is charged by 50%, he has 200% in damage inflicted, 70% damage reduction, 10% impact and explode damage reduction, increased arts card draw speed by 1, and minus 10 to strike and blast arts cost. So he can just combo right off the bat very heavily. Vegeta having a 15 cost strike and blast arts cost is crazy when you consider the fact that he can just open up with a huge combo. When he enters the battlefield, he gets plus 50% to damage inflicted, he increases his own arts card draw speed by 1, he nullifies enemy special action cover changes, he destroys all your enemy's special move arts, he reduces the enemy's ki, He inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade plus 30% to special damage, and he gives them +2 to substitution timer counts. What this means is that when Vegeta enters in, he's basically locking you in to 1v1 him almost. He destroys your special cards. He reduces or increases the substitution timer count for your enemies. He reduces special action cover change. Like, he forces you to really make the move, especially if he gets the opening, which is one of the reasons why, like I say, he's a very, very big favorite for a lot of people, because of how he directly counters just how a lot of units like to operate in the meta. A lot of the meta is passive play, baiting your opponent into a mistake through a key blast or a tap attack or a strike attack or a tap dash, just being able to basically open an opportunity to then combo your opponent. Vegeta is the master of creating that opportunity. He has a green card that has a wide spread. He has the ability to remove special moves. He has the ability to lock your opponent into place to remove special cover change, all very easily. If his own health falls below 50%, when he is hit by an enemy's arts card, he will restore his own health, nullify attribute downgrades, and destroy all your enemy's strike arts. So basically, there's no chance to follow up, because Vegeta will auto counter blast cards. We'll talk about that later when we get to that part of his passive. But by falling below 50% health and removing the enemy strike cards, they can't hit you then. Like, they can't throw a blast at you. They have no special moves because you've just entered. So all of a sudden, your opponent only has one choice: to throw a blast attack. And if they do that, they're just going to get countered. When his health reaches 0, he'll restore his health by 40%, destroy all your enemy strike cards again, reduce the enemy's Dragon Balls by 2, and then seal all the enemy's main abilities for 5 timer counts. His pure fighting spirit, he will knock back the enemy to long range for cover changes performed against their strike arts attack. Comboed into a special move, he randomly charges his own unique gauge while he's on the field. The following effects will occur once it's full: restores his own health, nullifies unfavorable element factors, seals the enemy's special arts move. The sealed arts cannot be used for 5 timer counts. While he is in one of the following states, if his own unique gauge is full, he will consume the entire unique gauge to auto-counter the enemy's blast arts attack. This will activate 3 times. Standing still, attacking, moving, charging key, receiving an attack after switching, changing cover, during assists, etc. Once he counters, he can combo into his special move arts or ultimate arts. So it's one of the big mechanisms, but basically he's one of those units that's hard to follow up on, because your only choice is to follow up on with a strike. Following up on with a strike usually leaves you open to a lot of units intercepting, cover changing, special cover changes, etc. And you can't use blast to follow up. You don't have special moves to follow up. And if you do use a blast and you get countered for whatever reason, then Vegeta is just going to combo into his own special arts move, which is pretty damn annoying. Because when the auto counter does activate, he will destroy one of his own cards, automatically open up a special card, restore his own key, restore his own vanishing gauge, cancel the enemy's attribute upgrades and buff effects, and inflict it with no switching. So if he does counter you, you're immediately basically going to get hit back with a special move that you can't avoid. His strike has a 100% chance to bleed. He gives 30 plus strike arts timer count cost for enemies with this blast attack. His green card will give him 50 key, 20% damage inflicted, draw 2 new cards when below 3, and when he hits the enemy, he nullifies special action cover change, nullifies destroy card effects, and he nullifies unfavorable element factors, as well as also comboing himself for strike, blast, special, and ultimate arts. Both his special and ultimate arts do huge special damage. They inflict the enemy with no switching, and his ultimate arts card will also inflict damage to enemies on the sideline. Because of that, and because of how Vegeta is orientated, obviously a big push for Vegeta is special move damage. He draws special cards all the time. His special moves boost special damage all the time. Giving him special damage and strike damage is the way to go, but also giving himself base health is also the way to go. That's kind of what I went with the build, because I wanted him to have as much health as possible. The more health he had, the better things would be, because it would give him a really good foundation to kind of work off of, with that auto counter, with the health up effects that he has, the healing, the unique gauge and everything, giving him more health, making him more tanky, making him able to eat and just kind of dish out a game. Really, really good. But special move damage is where you want to be with this guy. He pulls blue cards like you cannot believe, especially if the opponent is just triggering his auto counter. And even if he doesn't, he still just is a blue card generator. So he can just blue card, blue card, blue card, blue card, and it causes the opponent so many issues. Outside of that, your base health platinums are going to be crucial. But really, this guy's got a good range of plats. I think he's got a good range of plats, golds, really all just really solid stuff. For what I've seen, the plats I have are probably the ones I would go with. Just because they all give him health, which is very crucial to me. I think I'm getting about almost 30% health here, which is very, very vital. And then I'm also getting some special damage and strike damage mainly. So I'm getting everything I kind of want from these, with a little bit of defense, which is always great. But yeah, he's just one of those units. He's got some great equips and a wide-ish range of equips. He's not just tied down to one or two equips, etc. He's pretty good, pretty solid overall. He doesn't need key recovery. I don't think that's mandatory. I don't think that's necessary. So he doesn't need key recovery. I think overall he looks very, very solid. And yeah, honestly, I don't know, I'm super happy with him. I really, really, really like this guy.